the name you probably all know, one of the experts in the Google Search Quality Raters Guidelines, been covering SEO for a very, very long time, does SEO consulting, and also goes on the name Genstar because she used to be, back when AdSense was really, really big, an AdSense expert. In any event, looking forward to sitting down with her and talking to her about her career and what she knows about SEO and the Quality Raters Guidelines and so forth. I hope you enjoy this interview. Thank you for doing this, Jennifer. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So could you just first, I guess, tell people who you are?
I'm Jennifer Slegg. I'm probably best known right now for doing Google Quality Rater Guidelines as well as Google Algo stuff, but I go way back in the industry and have been working in this industry for over 20 years now.
20 years. Over 20 years.
Over 20 years.
I think I first, met you or online was through the AdSense stuff you were doing. Mm-hmm. So when AdSense first launched, you became, the guru on that. Your name online changed to GenSense.
Yep, I had a blog called GenSense back in the day when AdSense first came out, and I kind of jumped on it early before people kind of realized how big it was going to become.
And the big topics then were like AdSense, AdWords, arbitrage. Remember those days?
Yes.
How can we go ahead and push ads using AdWords and get more money through the click?
Yeah, that's why all of us know what mesothelioma is, because that was traditionally the most expensive keyword back in the day. It was capped out at $50 a click. And so everyone and their dog was making up these pages about mesothelioma.
Yes.
To get those AdSense clicks.
And you were a moderator at WebmasterWorld.
I was.
And I believe I heard years later that the moderator-only chat, which I was not part of, obviously I was never a moderator there, was talking about how Search Engine Roundtable was ranking well for that keyword.
Oh, really?
Because I was using the digital co-op network just to see how well it works to rank for the most expensive keyword possible. And it worked. That network really worked very well. And I was able to rank a page on that, and then Matt Cutt sends me an email. What are you doing? I'm like, I'm just testing you guys out. I had no ads on there or anything. I was just seeing if I could actually rank for that. And then I think people thought I was good SEO, but I wasn't. It was just digital co-op network. So
yeah.
Any event, so those are the fun old days. And AdSense is pretty much not what it was back in,
Yeah, it's not as fun as it used to be. It used to be a great deal of fun and, seeing your revenue go up. Now it's just kind of there, I guess. People don't really optimize as heavily as they used to back in the day when they were making pages for mesothelioma and phetermine and like all those good things that all SEOs made money with back in the day.
And then Yahoo came out with their one. What are they called? Yahoo. What was the
Yahoo Publisher Network.
That worked. That they paid out more than Google at that point because they had to compete. Then Yahoo went bankrupt.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
That was very sad.
Then Microsoft came out with theirs, which is still not around. Now it's not around anymore, right?
It was in beta forever. I think they're still maybe doing big publishers.
Could be.
But you don't really hear anything
There's a lot
about
of smaller networks now out there, but AdSense, I guess, is still the...
AdSense is king for sure if you're trying to monetize and you're not selling your own ads.
Are you still a moderator at WebmasterWorld?
No.
No, you moved on to bigger and better things.
I did.
Cool. And now, like you said, you're pretty much well known for the quality rater stuff. You've reinvented yourself numerous times throughout the industry, and you have to, I guess, in this industry.
Yeah, it's kind of also what catches your interest, right? Like, I got really interested in the quality rater guidelines, and back then I was one of the few people that actually read it in detail. Now it's not so unusual, but back then it was quite rare that anyone cared enough to read.
Yeah, I'm glad you did that because I was not going to spend
160 plus pages, depending
and you
on
really
which
broke
version.
it down so people could understand it and consume it in a very good way, and it was great to link to. So,
yeah.
How many links do you get to that first one, probably?
Oh, I don't know, actually. I didn't actually pay attention.
You didn't do it for the links?
I didn't do it for the links.
What do you do it for? Just to help people?
Yeah, and give back to the community, and plus I'm just fascinated by the quality rater guidelines. And it's so interesting to watch as Google changes things and why they made changes, and because there's a lot of things in the rater guidelines that you can speculate for future-proofing stuff, they made this change, so obviously they're trying to get the raters to, follow along with this. So there's sure enough, there's going to be some big update that's going to come along that's probably going to affect those.
Can I ask you what's your favorite? You might not know the answer. What's your favorite misconception about the quality raters guidelines?
I think everyone is too focused on EAT. Expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. It's kind of like the big sexy right now in the SEO industry, but I think people are really misunderstanding why EAT is important and how Google is using EAT. And I guess people, it sells stuff for clients and stuff.
So how is Google using EAT? They're not.
I think Gary Illyes from Google said it best when he says we have lots of baby algorithms that are conceptualizing what EAT is, but there's no EAT score or anything like that. Right. So you can't just add a contact us page and instantly you're going to rank better. It doesn't really work that way. But a lot of the things that are also conceptualized with EAT is also super good for user experience. So Google might not be looking specifically if you have a contact us page, but for users that are actual visitors to your site, that's a really good thing to be adding to your site.
I was talking about this earlier. I think the whole quality raters guideline is one big scam from Google. I think they're just like, all right, we got rid of PageRank. What's the next thing we could do to trick people into doing stuff that we want them to do? And they came out with 160 pages of how to build a better website.
Well, I mean, when they added the thing about contact us and about us, all of a sudden, all these SEOs ran out and made sure they had about us and contact us pages on their site.
And doctors putting their seal of approval on medical content.
Yeah, making sure that they have their full titles and where they went to school and everything. So it's kind of interesting to see how SEOs are reacting to the quality rater guidelines. But you also have to think that the quality rater guidelines are designed for people that aren't SEOs. They're designed for moms and dads and brothers and sisters and people who aren't enmeshed in the industry and don't really understand what a backlink is or
right.
It's dumbed down basically
right. This is part-time labor that Google outsources through a third-party company.
Yeah, they actually don't want people that have SEO background because that's going to skew what people are looking for. They want real users.
Yeah, they want real users. And it's funny how Google kept them it was like a big secret forever. And then it got leaked and leaked and leaked and then SEO started signing up to
so many times and
eventually
every time someone would send me a leaked copy and it was always under do not share this with anyone. And so, but as soon as I would publish an update being okay, these are all the latest changes that we found in the last updated quality rater guidelines, I would get 100 emails from people I hadn't heard from since the last time that I published an update on the quality rater guidelines wanting their personal copy of it.
Right.
But then finally Google, decided to release it themselves, which made life much easier for me.
A lot easier, yeah. And you still produce the best overview of the changes than anybody else. So thank you for spending all that time doing that. The community definitely appreciates it.
Thanks.
And you'll get links hopefully from that. Not that you care, but click on the AdSense ads. You have AdSense ads on your site?
I do.
Oh, you do. So click on you're not allowed to say click on them, right? You're not allowed to say
You're not allowed to.
So don't click on them. Wink, wink. Okay. All right, let's move on to algorithms. What do you think about when I write a post about algorithm updates? You wish I stopped doing that.
It's one of there's always going to be changes. Actually, I did a slide here for my quality rater guidelines presentation yesterday at SMX. And last year they tested different changes with the quality raters, 600,000 different iterations of what they're working on, and it resulted in 3,600 updates or so. And so when Gary or John are being yeah, there's probably an update, well, chances are there was 100 different things that got pushed out that particular day. So I think SEOs are focused too much on every little nuance changes when there's so many changes going on. Obviously with core updates or the ones that are super significant, you can definitely get a lot out of analyzing who jumped up and who jumped down. But you have to there's so many other updates that they could do this big update, but then they could have updated these 18 other things at the same time that counteract each other.
Right. I think when Google says there are hundreds of updates per day, I think probably the majority of them are probably user interface updates, changing this button to say buy to deliver or.
Well, think about the favicon changes.
Well, that alone is 50 updates in one little UI push. So they're definitely making updates every day. I don't.
Some are more meaningful.
I don't think SEOs necessarily obsessed about these updates, but I think it's
there are
good.
Definitely SEOs obsessed.
I don't think they should. I'm saying, but I think it's useful when you do get hit to say, "Hey, I'm not alone." It's kind of like emotional support, I think.
Yeah, and you also have to remember for every site that tanks in an update, there's other sites that did really, really well. But often they're not the ones being yeah, I did really well in this update. So you tend to focus on the negative site, the sites that didn't do so well, and not focus on the sites that are now ranking better and probably what they're doing that's different.
Right.
Or
for
better.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's what's beautiful about the algorithm, and also the index is constantly changing. More pages are coming in. Old pages are 404ing. People are getting hacked. You have negative SEO, which we do or do not believe in.
It does or does not exist according to Google.
Right. Anyway, I appreciate everything you do for the community. Thank you for doing all that for all these years. Moderation, speaking, writing huge blog posts about quality rater guidelines, as well as all the other blog posts you've done over the years. You're going to keep doing it? You're not going to stop?
Nope. I'm currently writing a book right now. And so that's kind of like my passion project right now.
On SEO?
Yeah, Google, algo, and technical SEO stuff. So
looking forward to it. When's it coming out?
I don't know when I finish it.
You're writing with a publisher, I assume?
Not right now. I'm still like, I'm about halfway done. So,
cool.
But it's my passion project. So it's like when I have time, I work on it.
Awesome. Looking forward to getting that. Anyway, how can people follow you, learn more about you, and maybe find the book when they want it?
Probably the best place is at Genstar on Twitter. That's where I'm most active.
Thank you very much. And thanks for live blogging also, or live tweeting, as you call it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks again.
Thanks.